Hello once again, and welcome to Comparing Two Games, or whatever I might call it in the future, I don't know. I'm going to compare two games that I've played that are similar in a way, but are different in quite a few other ways. So, this time I'm going to be comparing the two games that I thought were extremely similar at a glance, but when you play them, they're extremely different. I'm talking, of course, about the infamous games, the two infamous games, and the two prototype games. These two I've been wanting to compare for a while, but I wanted to wait until I played at least one of the prototype games. I've beaten both of the infamous games multiple times. That's what I'm going to kind of lean towards. So, you can already tell I beat both games multiple times, at least. So, I beat Prototype 2 once. At least I played it, you know? It's actually pretty fun. Anyways, let's get down to comparisons. It's kind of hard to compare the powers because they're both extremely different. To put it into perspective for people, like if you're playing World of Warcraft or something, Cole McGrath is more like a mage, like a mage or magician or whatever. The spell firing ones, the ones that shoot spells from mid to long range. That is what Cole McGrath is. Whereas, what was his name? Heller in Prototype 2, or Mercer if you played the first game. I didn't play as Alex Mercer in the first game. I played as Heller in the second game. That's more of like a warrior base character. Mid to short range. Short to mid range. Better way to say it, short to mid range, yeah. Because his powers revolve around like being like a symbiote. Like if you've seen Venom or Carnage from Spider-Man. Same thing. His body morphs into things, like he gets claws, turns his fists into hammer fists. One arm will turn into a giant sword. It's just weapons, like that. Or he gets tendrils, so where he can like make like a black hole attack and like make object fly towards the target. All of those are short to mid range. So I guess if they were going to fight, they would probably be fighting at mid range because that's what they both can fight at. It's not really their best because Cole McGrath's powers are better at long range. I mean, he got rockets and he can have an ionic storm that can shoot a shit ton of lightning from the sky. That's long range. He does that from long range. Lob grenades. That can be long range still. It's mostly mid range, but it can be long range still. Whereas Heller would be better at short range. I'm getting mixed up here. Short range. Yeah, he'd be better at short range because you get close to him, he'll claw you, he'll swipe at you with a sword, stuff like that. Long range, he really only like throws stuff at you. That's really about it. Or he creates hellhound looking things, and they charge at you. So that would be the long range aspect that he could use effectively. So in terms of like which game is better, you already know what I'm going to say. The infamous games. Kind of said at the beginning, but I'm going to say the infamous games. Few reasons why. I have a few arguments. One, the infamous game I think has better variety. You have better variety of powers. I mean, as Cole McGrath, you can like run around, you can climb stuff, you can glide from rooftop to rooftop. In the new game, in Infamous 2, you can like do ice jumps and stuff. You can still ride on railroad tracks that get you pretty far, pretty quick. Stuff like that. And plus you get the lightning, what was it? Lightning hook thing, yeah. No, lightning hook is for objects, but you know what I'm saying if you played the game. The Spider-Man-y like attack. Spider-Man like, you know that thing? I forgot what it was, whatever that thing. It's fun. You get a lot of different powers. There's a lot of variety in electricity. Whereas being a symbiote, it's cool, but all the missions are kind of similar. Stuff like that. There's not a lot of variety. It's usually just stealth. You absorb somebody so you look like them, and then you infiltrate a building. Majority of the missions are like that, which sucks. Also variety. It seems like you get more enemy types in Infamous 2. Versus, there's really only like 2 enemies, 3 enemies maybe. Just like mutate, well 2 actually, just various mutated things. There's different size ones, but they're various mutated enemies. And military people. Infamous is like that, but I think they vary it up more. And there's different factions. I don't know. Plus, I think his stuff's funner, because like when he does melee, he has an amp in the second game. He pulls out this big thing and just whacks people in the face with it. It's pretty awesome. Heller just hits people. That's the one thing that the Prototype series wins at. They're better at just raw physicality, like being able to run and jump and like punch things, stuff like that. Just raw physical ability, no usage of powers at the moment. They win. It's kind of cheap after a while because you get fully upgraded, and I can hop to the top of like a 3rd-story building, just right to the top. No grabbing, no climbing. It gets a little cheap. You think about that, you know? And you can run really fast. You can run like as fast as a car can when you're fully upgraded. You know? So that's one thing I gotta say they went at. But as far as like mission type and, you know, abilities, the variation of abilities and strength, I think Cole McGrath's stronger because in my opinion, a lightning storm's very intimidating. Versus, so is a giant sword attached to your arm, but I'm just saying he could probably fry him with electricity. I mean, if someone can animate, please animate that into a video of like Heller, James Heller from Prototype 2 versus Cole McGrath from Infamous 2. If someone can do that out there, please do, because that would be fucking amazing to see. Those guys are awesome. So, as far as games go, Infamous 2 has more pros. There's cons, like where certain types of transportation it's hard to do. You know, you're slower probably. Be the one downside, you move around city slower, you move faster as Heller. But as far as like overall fun, I have more overall fun with Infamous 2. I only beat Prototype 2 once. Haven't started a new game. It was okay. It was kind of fun. After I played it, I'm just like, wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. So, comparing the two games, Infamous 2 wins for all of those reasons. Way more ups to it than the Prototype games. Sorry, but in my opinion, you lose. Alright. Next time I make another video, it's going to be between two very, very popular games, I'm sure. I don't know what it is yet, so just be prepared. Alright. See ya.